Happy Monday, everyone. It's the TRYLOSOPHY podcast. It's the Boxing on the Go edition. You'll have to excuse the, if I cough, I'm just getting over something, but it is what it is. A lot of things to get into, but this edition of the Boxing on the Go podcasts are usually kind of short and sweet, so let's get into it. Lots of boxing on December 1st, it's last Saturday. Showtime had two events going on, one right after another. You had Adonis Stevenson versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk, live from Quebec City, Canada. And it was live on Showtime from the Videotron Center. You had that was just an amazing knockout by the nail Gvozdyk. Knocks out Adonis Superman Stevenson in the 11th round in brutal fashion. It was my goodness, he didn't even get up. And I'll talk in a little bit about what's going on with Adonis Stevenson. But, I've said this before. Oleksandr Usyk and Lomachenko, being trained by the same person, Lomachenko's dad, Papachenko, they fight very similar. A lot of that, great boxing ability, very elusive and hard to hit, when like Lomachenko does, they all do, being all from the same Ukrainian Olympic team, they fight very similar. They do that little spin move after like a jab, and then they move, jab, move, but they move like around you, and that's what makes Lomachenko so deceptive, and people are digging his style a lot. So Gvozdyk, all three of them, Usyk, Lomachenko, and Gvozdyk, the boxing skills are tremendous, and that really showed here that night on Saturday. He outboxed Stevenson. Superman, he looked to get frustrating. It looked like he got frustrated at points of the fight. Adonis Stevenson he was able to land some big shots, and one where the nail was saved by the ropes to prevent a knockdown. You always got to be careful with that Adonis, that left hand. The guy still hits hard, being 41 though. Gvozdyk, I think, it was about that time, to pass on the torch. Gvozdyk, like I said in the beginning, ends the fight with a flurry of huge shots to knock out Adonis Stevenson in the 11th round. And what I'm going to get to is, it sucks and it's very scary. It's scary for, this is the risk that boxers take, or any combatant, whether in MMA or boxing, and it's for our entertainment. So, send your prayers and hope that everything is okay with Adonis Stevenson. The KO resulted in sending Stevenson to the hospital, and he was in critical condition in the ICU over the weekend. I'm reading now that he's in stable condition, but was put into a medically induced coma to let the swelling in the head diminish. So, hopes and prayers for Adonis Stevenson. And yeah, I know he has a negative past. People have brought up his negative past. The past is the past. I really don't know everything that he's done, but you never want to hope for someone to go out like that. It's scary. I think it's very menacing and just about like evil. It's messed up to wish and wish that upon anybody. So, also from right after that fight. Oh, before I get to that, so Oleksandr Gvozdyk becomes the new WBC light heavyweight champion of the world, and now you got who you got in the light heavyweight division now. You have Oleksandr Gvozdyk, Dimitri Bivol. You have Eleider Alvarez, Badu Jack, Sergey Kovalev, Artur Beterbiev, Joe Smith. There's a lot of intriguing fights there, you know. So it's nice. It's cool that, you know, now you're seeing, you know, the light heavyweight division's getting is heating up, and there's a lot of competition, a lot of fights to be made there. So also Saturday after the Gvozdyk versus Stevenson, which is a Showtime pay-per-view live from the Staples Center. It was Wilder versus Fury. But before that, let's just want to point out what happened on the undercard. We had Joe Joyce's impressive knockout over Joe Hanks in the first round. A very easy fight for him. First time I've seen the Juggernaut fight. I'm not gonna lie. Looks like he's been training with Abel Sanchez up there in Big Bear. After the fight, it looks like he's doing some backflips and all kinds of karatekas and shit. So, but I gotta, well, he improves to what, 6-0 or 7-0, something like that. Very early in his professional career, and the guy is already calling out King Kong Ortiz. So, I mean, if he wants that fight, I'm sure he can get it. Just, I don't know, that's a tall order. But you got to respect the man for calling out one of the boogeymen in the heavyweight division. Next off, we had Luis Ortiz versus Travis Kaufman. Luis Ortiz, he fought a tough Travis Kaufman, not gonna lie. Travis Kaufman was he was a tough guy. He could take the shots. He tried to outbox Luis Ortiz. Tried to tire him out early. Tried to drag him out. Excuse me. Tried to drag him out to the later rounds. Luis Ortiz power, you know, all the shots he got in early on, they all accumulated. He got knocked down and ultimately got TKO'd in the 11th round. So Luis Ortiz coming off of he's won 2 fights since his loss to Deontay Wilder. So Luis Ortiz will be looking for, he's saying he'll fight anybody, and, you know, gotta believe him there. You know he wants that rematch with Deontay Wilder. What is it? Dillian White that was saying Luis Ortiz was ducking him. I don't believe that. Looks like Luis Ortiz clapped back at him. Was saying to make a fight in December. Somehow that fell through. Eddie Hearn didn't want that smoke, I guess, and we're left with Dillian White versus Derek Chisora 2. So that's that. In the co-main event, we had Jarrett Hurd versus Jason Wellborn. Jarrett Hurd coming off of surgery from a rotator cuff in the left shoulder, I believe. Started off very slow. He's letting, I want to say he was letting himself, but Jason Wellborn, he came out fighting. You got to respect the way he came out. Very aggressive. He was landing shots. I saw at the end of that fight, Jarrett Hurd's bottom lip torn open. or some kind of cut right there. I'm not sure if that's from an accidental headbutt that I might have seen. I might have to go back and look at it, but for what? I mean, it is what it is. Jason Wellborn, I would say, was winning the fight. Took most of the rounds, but by the fourth round, I don't know. I was getting a little kind of like, what's going on with Jarrett Hurd? Like, he looks almost like he was scared in there, afraid to unleash, But by the fourth, Jarrett Hurd started letting those hands go and hit Jason Wellborn with a hard body shot. Wellborn went down, was not able to get up on time, and was TKO'd. Now we get to the main event. So there's 17,000 plus people there in attendance for Wilder versus Fury at the Staples Center. I believe what I read was 18,000 seats were opened out of 21,000 plus of what it actually holds. So pretty impressive turnout. I don't know how many, how low they had to go on tickets, or if, it just became a pretty damn good sold show. So this was a controversial fight at the end. It ended up in a split decision for a draw. I didn't see it that way. My wife watched the fight with me as well. She didn't see it that way. And looking on social media and a lot of different places, looks like the majority of the people believed that Fury won, which I believed as well. I did not score the fight. I may have to go back and look again, but I mean, Tyson Fury, I mean, he was very impressive. His dodging and awkward style was just, I mean, it complemented. It seemed too much for Deontay Wilder at times, and he just he jabbed his ass off, and I mean, it looked like he was landing more of the shots. It looked like, but that seems to be a different story. But his awkward style was it was effective, and he was very successful in dodging a lot of Wilder's punches. And he was not letting Wilder to set up the jab for that huge right for most of the night. Fury went down in the 9th and 12th rounds. Thought the fight was going to be over. I mean, the look in Fury's face when he landed on the floor was just crazy. I mean, Fury got up in that 12th round. After that 12th round knockdown, he looked like he had been injected with adrenaline and had some smelling salts under his nose. Seriously, I was like, what? Like, I mean, that meme with the Undertaker getting up, that shit was hilarious. So whoever originated that one, fucking props to you, man. That shit was hilarious. Fury didn't seem hurt from the knockdowns. I mean, that's what I thought. And he came back and he finished off the fight, and that's where we're at. So ends up in a draw. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was a tremendous fight. Very entertaining. Two heavyweights, some of the best in the world, and none of them lost. I would have thought, Fury winning, just coming back from his tremendous journey of shooting up to 400 pounds and dealing with his mental illnesses and his drug abuse and alcohol abuse, and I mean, that would have been like almost a perfect happy ending to, I mean, that, just showing that it can be done. Like, you could hit rock bottom and come back and be the heavyweight champion of the world. It would have been very impressive. But a draw is a draw. So it is what it is. Like I said again. So we can either have the rematch between Wilder and Fury. Be best, in my opinion, to put that in the UK. You put out Wembley or something, that's going to sell out. That's going to be 70, 80,000 seats for sure. Because the Brits, they love their boxing. From what I'm reading today, it looks like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury are both reaching out, trying to get the Anthony Joshua fight. Not a bad idea. I mean, I don't know if that's confirmed, but that's what the rumblings are. If that's the case, I mean, go for it. And then, loser fights the loser of this fight, whatever, So that'll be our show today. The Boxing on the Go podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Noel, the host of and founder of TRYLOSOPHY.com. You can follow on TRYLOSOPHY.com. You can follow me also at Moruso, MORUSO 71 on Twitter, Instagram at TRYLOSOPHY. Once again, sorry, just getting over this cold or whatever the hell it is, this cough. So tune in, stay tuned, subscribe, like, leave a review, do what you need to do. Thank you.